How long can the home builders keep flying high here? This group has been red hot. But things are, well, there's a couple things in the way that could hurt them. Next week, the Federal Reserve is almost certainly going to raise interest rates. And as they tighten, getting a mortgage tends to become a little more expensive. Same time, this tax bill is going to conference between the Senate and the House. And we really do not know how the end product will affect the industry. Will the mortgage interest deduction be reduced? Will homeowners still be able to deduct their property taxes? These things matter huge if you're buying a house. So let's check in with Pointe Group, TPH, the home builder with huge exposure to California, the state of Washington, not to mention Nevada, Arizona, Virginia, some Texas. Pointe's been rallying like crazy. It's up 53% for the year, but recently it's pulled back about 5% from its November highs. Could this be a buying opportunity, or do we need to get a little more cautious given the picture I just outlined? Let's take a closer look with Doug Bauer. He's the CEO of Pointe Group. Get a better sense of how his company's doing and where it's headed. Mr. Bauer, welcome back to Mad Money.
Thanks, Jim. Good to be on board again.
All right, Doug, your stock has been on fire. A lot of people tell me, well, wait a second. California, the property taxes, they're high. In the state and local, you got to be able to deduct or they won't buy homes. It's the opposite. It's been fabulous in California, hasn't it?
It really has. Our third quarter performance, orders were up 36%. Backlog was up 32%. Our EPS was up over 100%. And our deliveries are up 9%. So overall, when you look at the housing market right now, it's very good. Demand is very good. It's really broad-based too. It's not only entry level, but move up in luxury. While we continue to fight some of the constraints that are going on in the industry, most notably land, labor, and regulations, as I always talk about. Now,
there'll be people who watch from the East and they'll say, how is this possible? We see these terrible wildfires in California. We know it's expensive as all get out in California. What is it that makes it so people do not seem to care they want to live there?
Well, Jim, when you look at California in particular, we build in 8 states, as you mentioned earlier, and California, though, is one of our biggest markets. The state of California is really in a housing crisis as far as supply. So, the biggest impediment here in California is land entitlements and having the land available to build on. And as we've talked before, one of the great investment benefits that TriPointe has is we own and control over 17,000 lots in California. And from that reverse merger that we had with Weyerhaeuser several years ago, all that land came over at their basis. So we have a distinct advantage from San Diego up to LA, producing a lot of product that is in high demand right now.
Now, one thing that I saw in your most recent conference call, we're talking about what's going to happen to state and local taxes, but we also know that tax rates are coming down. I was shocked. You are 37%. You're the highest company I've talked to. So you stand, you're 37% taxpayer. This could be a windfall for TriPointe shareholders.
We're a big believer in tax reform, and especially on, not only for the corporate side of it, but you were talking a little bit earlier about the overall, when you look at the overall tax reform package, both from the House and Senate, and we really view it as it needs to be a balanced approach. The American home and buying an American home has been part of our culture. It's been part of the dream. Mm-hmm. Frankly, the American home is where people save money and also consume. So, as the Senate and House get through conference, we hope they take a more balanced approach to all aspects of the bills, whether it's interest deductions, the SALT and property tax deductions. It needs to be a more balanced approach because, frankly, I don't really agree that the doctors and lawyers in California, New Jersey, New York should be paying for a corporate tax break for Apple. I think there needs to be a more balanced approach.
Now, one last question, because you're not in the area where I'm from, but I need to get a sense. I have a house in Jersey. Everybody around me says your property has lost 10 to 15% just on this tax bill alone if it goes through. You're not in Jersey. You're not in New York. Do you think that is actually a calculus? If they keep this the way we're hearing on SALT, is that an actual possibility?
No, I don't, because I think when you look again at the fundamentals of housing in California, and we're not in Jersey, as you said, but there's such a shortage of supply in especially California. Right. and there's such a strong demand that I don't think these tax reform packages are meaningful enough to affect pricing that way. But I still just fundamentally believe in a more balanced approach that the House and Senate should take.
Boy, I sure hope they do that. You're absolutely right. Well, you're in the right states, no doubt about it. You've got the right communities and doing fabulously well. That's Doug Bauer, Pointe Group CEO. We like this housing situation very much because of the shortage that's going on. And they've got the best land. Mad Money's back in. Booyah! Jim Cramer here from Mad Money. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube. Click here to subscribe and get the jump on my exclusives with CEOs, plus market news, investing advice, and a whole lot more.